Just show my mask real quick by my sister. Hey guys, so I haven't really recorded since I've been in the DMV. I don't know for any of you who have recently caught my I moved to DMV happy 2023 short. But yeah, I'm here and I'm excited. Okay, so let's talk about the move itself. Y'all, I like to be transparent. I left my earrings this morning. I'm so over it because I already be looking like a little boy. But anyway, so I love being transparent. This is my time where I'm off of social media. But during this time, I always still very much so come to my YouTube. And I'm probably, probably more active on YouTube in January than any other month aside from like my anniversary month. So let's just talk about what's been happening. This is, probably what I'm gonna call like my 2022 recap. Okay, so first, boom, moved here in October, definitely Halloween. So it's really November, but yeah, last day of October, I was moving out of the apartment that you guys love so much that I talked about earlier in 2022 about my whole apartment search. So yeah, fast forward, left that apartment, and now I'm in DMV. Of course, that is a result of me also leaving my job of almost 8 years in April. So I had what I would think everything set up. This job that was a nonprofit, which is something that I'm trying to get into. That job was very promising. I was on my last stages. They were calling references, the whole nine. Only for me to get here and crickets. So I reached out like, so what's going on? And they was like, oh, after a few days, by the way. Oh, we went with someone else, but we will keep you in mind. You bastards. Shut up. Y'all just could have said that, though. So, from there, I got very discouraged, very annoyed. So, I'm like, okay, so am I just supposed to stay an entrepreneur? Which I'm completely fine with. But what I'm not fine with is doing what I have to do now. So, here I am at the Amazon Flex warehouse in Springfield, Virginia. I hate Amazon as a whole. I know a lot of people shop there, but I just overall, just because I've been having to do this, I don't even like Amazon. I don't shop there at all. Just nothing. Now, granted, I work for one of the subsidiaries of Amazon, which is Amazon Flex. Very unprofessional, very inconsiderate. But for people who use it as a side hustle, it's great. It was once a side hustle for me, but it has become my, mainstream of income while being here, which is very, again, unfortunate. So I've now been doing Amazon full time since, I want to say June, and it's been horrible. Very ghetto. So fast forward, it is January, and still over it. I have interviews almost every other week, y'all. But for whatever reason, nothing is sticking. And I know my resume is like that. I know my experience is like that. All that. But for whatever reason, like I said, it's not sticking. So I started wondering, like, okay, God, what is really going on? What is this really giving? Because I'm very much so over it. Okay? And so one thing about me, and people who are close to me know, like, I lack patience. And it's not just in a particular area. It's overall, like, hate waiting. So I feel this has been a waiting game for sure. And I'm just ready for it to be over. But in the meantime, every day I try to adopt, like, this new mindset. So I've been watching, like, a lot of T.D. Jakes, which is my pastor, hands down. And then some Steve Harvey. He's pretty, motivational for the unchurched, but who, feel like they know God. And then you have Les Brown, which I'm new to him, but it's been pretty cool to kind of like be feeding my spirit these things. But me, I'm a realist, and so it's like, but so much like motivational speaking I can take before it's like, so where's the results though? So for me, I don't really particularly need to be gassed up. I studied leadership studies, so I pretty much know how to gas people up or like lead you in the right direction, motivate you, da da da. Like, I don't need motivation, I need results. I need coins. And if you know anything about Taurus, you know that we're very organized, we're very practical people, and we like money. I'm very much so a materialistic person, and I'm very independent, and I don't like this space that I'm in. But then it kind of takes you back, and this is just a video that I feel like I'm needing to do for other people who are in a weird space and who are definitely in the midst of a transition. So I would honestly say, like, through all of it, I haven't learned patience. It's more aggravating than anything. And this is just me being real. I really hate that these people just in my video. But anyway, this is a lifestyle vlog. And these people just be waiting around, waiting for shifts. Like, that's just how it is. The hustle and the bustle. But I'm tired of it. But yeah, so when I quit, I knew in my heart of hearts, and I'm not somebody like, oh, God said this and oh, God said that. I've never been that type of person, but I really felt like God released me from that job. Like, I was there probably 4 years longer than I needed to be. And so when I really felt the urge or the motivation and the confidence to quit, because for me, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any regrets, because I had a funny feeling that it could look a little something like what I didn't want it to look like. Not necessarily anticipating that I would have moved to DMV at this time, not necessarily anticipating that I would still be doing Amazon, but yeah. So excuse me, I have worked at different places, but I quit them because it was an insult to my intelligence and my journey, to be quite frank. A lot of the blogs and the people that I follow while trying to keep my spirits up are very clear about not almost like giving in to the mediocrity that comes with kind of settling for things when you know you need money or whatever the case may be. So I did a hair store, worked there a day. They had me all the way effed up. Like, had me on a ladder. I didn't even sign no papers. They was some like Afghanistan's, like very, I don't know, just, oh yeah, we gonna pay you, bring your stuff tomorrow. Like, but when I went and I asked them, like, oh, let's say you're hiring, they didn't have no applications on hand. Just very, just winging it, really. And I think as a result, they used to birds, like girls who just be doing whatever. So that threw me, and I was like, no. Then I was working for T-Tech working through T-Tech for Jaguar Land Rover. They trash, okay? Trash. They had us like having our cameras on in training, like you all in my house. I'm not used to that. I've been working from home from 2017 up until 2022. Nobody was having cameras all up in my house while I'm doing stuff. So for me, it's like with this whole work from home thing, if y'all gonna trust the people, trust them. And if not, just ask them to come to the office. But what I'm not gonna allow you to do is just be in my house. And they would say, oh, just had a camera on just because. I'm talking about, like, no matter what you was doing. No, I was uncomfortable with that, especially for them little bit of dollars. So I quit. So it ain't like I just haven't landed anything or haven't found anything. But for me, I'm not about to accept mediocrity. So here we are, beginning of January. This is my time where I'm fasting, praying, really trying to get answers from God, trying to get some kind of, I don't know, different results, essentially. And so I'm here looking like, so this is giving what the F, okay? To be transparent. So I have some interviews coming up this week. 2 are second round interviews. So I guess we'll see. I think I'm going to do a video where it's like I come back on and talk about how the interviews went. But I also have another interview at a place that's near where I'm staying, but their website is trash. So it's stuff like that. As an entrepreneur, like, I'm just not willing to accept rinky-dink stuff, because I also don't want to be giving y'all my time and then I don't know when I'm gonna get my check. You know, little stuff like that. Or y'all not taking the right amount of taxes out. Just little stuff that small businesses tend to do when they're not all the way equipped for a serious staff. So I'm just a little nervous, and that's why, for me, like, coming from the company that I came from, it's going to be very hard, I would say, to just work for anybody. The benefits were like that. The company itself, like, the structure of it was good. It was just that I hated my department. I hated my leadership, and I wanted to get out of that department. And it was very hard because of the type of department it was. Like, the skills weren't transferable for where I was trying to go. So I'm really feeling like sometimes I'm at a standstill, because nobody could have told me that I wasn't going to be in DMV and have my own apartment, and be living how I want to live. Like, I'm somebody, I enjoy, like, living by myself. I enjoy having everything that I want. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never been like I always had, like, crazy money, but I've always had, like, bills paid, things that I needed, and I was always just like a cautious spender, because I don't know, I just make sure that I'm not lacking. So to be in a space of lack now is just kind of like, God, are you listening? Because it's given that you're not, and you're just kind of like twiddling your thumbs, and it's really pissing me off, you know? So yeah, I'm currently just waiting. And I've been waiting for months and 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 months. So yeah. And let's be honest, I've been waiting for years, because in a perfect world, I wanted to leave my job and have a job. I've never not had a job. And that's been since college. Because my mom didn't have me working, you know, in high school and stuff like that. I was very much so focused on my studies, blah, blah, blah. But when I went to college, my first little job was my freshman year. And since then, I've been working. I've always lived on my own. Like, I never went back home. I had 2 roommates fresh out of college. The next year, me and my best friend. The next year, by myself. And it's been like that. So I really enjoy being by myself. And I really want the opportunity to do that very soon. So it's like, God, hello. You know, the desires of my heart. So where's this paper? So yeah, you guys, this video is to kind of set the tone for 2023, so that you can take this journey with me as I learn more about the area that I've honestly been wanting to live in for years. I've been wanting to move here since my mid-20s. Then I changed my mind in my late 20s, because it just seemed like it was just way too fast. Then I moved to Charlotte, was very content with Charlotte, and then became very unsettled there. Like, last year was kind of just like, so what now? And because when I initially moved there, the goal was, okay, yeah, I'm working from home, but eventually I'm going to get a job in Charlotte, and I'm going to be able to meet people, and I'm going to turn those people into clients. That never happened. So I enjoyed all years of being there. I enjoyed working from home. I still got in the limelight. I still did some amazing things. But what was intended for that area never happened. So here I am in a place I've always wanted to live, just kind of trying to fill it out. I definitely know that it's not like my forever home or anything like that. It's just something to experience, something to say, you know, I came and I saw and I conquered kind of thing. The goal probably for me would be, I don't know, I always wanted to move to LA, but the coin just got to be right. You know what I'm saying? It's just got to be right. But I do know, like, probably my next move would be like Jersey, like where my family is. But right now it's just kind of like I would definitely commit to giving DMV up until like 35. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to see how I get my footing, who I meet, what connections I can make. So I'm very optimistic about that. But more than anything, I need to get money. And that's wherever it's at. So I'm kind of in a space where I'm open to wherever. But since I've moved, my stuff is here. I got a storage, all that stuff. This is real. So this needs to work. And now it's just kind of like, again, waiting. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys are looking forward to the content that I have for this year. As I mentioned, it is going to be more lifestyle. As I'm just simply trying to figure out what are the next steps for me as far as my business is concerned. All that good stuff. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. And make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Tell your friends, any entrepreneurs that you know who are in a funky space, who are trying to figure things out, and you don't really know how to encourage them because you're not necessarily in that space, but you want them to be encouraged, send them my way. Okay? Thanks.